Today we're diving into 10 seriously underrated isekai anime with overpowered main characters that barely anybody talks about, yet absolutely deserve your attention. If you love hidden gems with wild plots and chaotic energy, this countdown is all yours. Kicking off with number 10, Arata the Legend. Now this anime is like two isekai flavors smashed into one waffle. Modern kid yeeted into a magical world and a fantasy kid teleported into modern Japan. It's a Freaky Friday situation, but with divine relics, political backstabbing, and characters who always look like they slept exactly 2 hours. Our MC Arata gets roped into this royal mess when he's framed for the assassination of a princess, because of course he is. I swear, anime kingdoms need security cameras. Bro becomes the host of a legendary weapons spirit, and suddenly every warrior in the country wants to chase him like he owes them data for his hotspot. What makes it underrated? The world building is clean, the action is solid, and Arata has that accidental OP energy where he keeps unlocking new powers like he's speedrunning a shonen game. But the real spice is how often this show throws emotional curveballs. One moment it's swords and spells, the next moment it's trauma dump hour. Sure, the pacing stumbles here and there, but the concept? Fire. The character designs peak 2010s nostalgia, and the energy? Exactly what chaotic fantasy fans adore. It deserved more love than it got. Sliding to number 9, Blast of Tempest. Okay, listen, this anime is technically a mystery fantasy spin rather than a textbook isekai, but the MCs deal with mythic worlds, alternate logic systems, and Shakespeare-level drama that absolutely feels isekai-coded. And honestly, the power scaling is insane. Our duo, Mahiro and Yoshino, get caught in a supernatural conflict involving giant magical trees that can rewrite reality. Trees, not dragons, not gods. Trees. Mother Nature woke up and chose violence. These guys get wrapped into a conspiracy filled with necromancy, revenge quests, time loops, and enough plot twists to make Sherlock retire. Mahiro is basically an unhinged protagonist fueled entirely by rage and charisma, while Yoshino is that quiet genius who looks harmless but will outsmart your entire lineage. Together they're OP, not because of raw strength, but because their strategic minds are built differently. The show is beautifully animated and painfully underrated because people assume it's too philosophical. Bro, no. Characters quote Hamlet while explosions go off. That's peak entertainment, and the emotional stakes? Brutal. I still haven't forgiven certain twists. If you want an intelligent, stylish, mind-bending story with characters who talk like they're defending a thesis while fighting for their lives, this one's for you. Landing on number 8, Amatsuki. Takeshi just wanted to pass a history test, so he visits an Edo period museum exhibit. Normal, innocent, educational. Except the exhibit literally drags him into an alternate Edo full of yokai, mystical clans, and deadly politics. Moral of the story, stay home. At first, Takeshi is just a soft student who doesn't like violence. Fast forward 2 episodes and he's unlocking weird spiritual abilities, like he subscribed to some historical powers monthly package. The best part? His OP moments come from growth, trauma, and a supernatural connection he barely understands. It's the kind of upgrade system that feels earned, not I tripped and leveled up. The world is dark, moody, and way more complex than the anime had time to fully explore, which is both its charm and its curse. Characters have layers, like actual layers, not the tragic backstory equals personality formula. And the political tension? Delicious. Some factions want peace, others want chaos, and some just want power because their egos are bigger than their swords. Amatsuki is underrated because it ended too soon, but what we got was a blend of atmosphere, emotion, and supernatural vibes that sticks with you long after. A hidden gem for fans of thoughtful, eerie isekai worlds. Looking at number 7, Aura Battler Dunbine. Old school fans, rise up. This anime is from the 1980s, but still hits harder than some modern isekai clones. Dine yeets its MC show into the medieval world of Beiston. Well, where mecha run on spiritual energy and everyone has dramatic hair volume. Sho becomes the pilot of an Aura Battler, a fantasy mech hybrid that basically says, yeah, we're magical and metallic. Deal with it. His OP status comes from having unusually strong aura power, making him a menace on the battlefield. Bro starts humbling veteran warriors without even meaning to. The visual style is vintage charm, not modern glossy animation, but the story? Legit ahead of its time. It mixes war, politics, philosophy, and character drama with a surprising amount of grit. And unlike many isekai MCs who coast through with plot armor, Sho suffers. He struggles, he grows. Real character development, not the discount version. This anime walks so modern fantasy mech shows could run, and because it's older, a lot of new fans sleep on it. But trust me, the world building is wild, the battles are intense, and the final act, shockingly bold. It's messy in places, but beautifully ambitious. Dropping to number 6, Conception, Please Give Birth to My Child. Yes, that title is real, and yes, the plot is even more chaotic. 2 high school students get isekai'd because the kingdom needs star children to fight monsters. And how do they make these children? Through ritual bonding. Not that bonding. Calm down. Our MC Itsuki becomes the ultimate OP chosen one, creating magical children with 12 zodiac-themed maidens. It's wild, it's unhinged, and it knows exactly what it's doing. The show is self-aware comedy gold disguised as fantasy harem chaos. But let's give credit where it's due. The battle system is actually creative. The star children form parties, strategize and evolve based on Itsuki's relationships. And behind the ridiculous premise is a surprisingly coherent story about fate, sacrifice, and what it means to be responsible for people who depend on you. Does it get goofy? Yes. Do the characters break the fourth wall like they're auditioning for Deadpool? Absolutely. But the comedy lands more often than not. And Itsuki's OP status is used for jokes, drama, and occasionally decent emotional moments. It's underrated because people judge the title without watching. But fans who appreciate controlled chaos, this is your show. Heading to number 5, Flip Flappers. This anime is like if Studio Trigger, a dream journal, and an acid trip fused into one magical girl isekai fever dream. Kokona, our main girl, gets dragged by the chaotic wildcard Papika into pure illusion. Alternate worlds where physics, logic, and adulthood simply do not exist. Kokona becomes OP not in the I beat everyone sense, but in the my emotional evolution unlocks terrifying power sense. And that's honestly even cooler. Each pure illusion world challenges her identity, fears, desires, and trauma. One world is sci-fi horror, one is fairy tale chaos, one is straight up psychological warfare. The animation switches styles constantly and flexes on the entire industry like it's competing in an art Olympics. And the story? Surprisingly deep. Beneath all the colour explosions is a narrative about growing up, relationships, control, and self-worth. Kokona's transformation feels earned and powerful. This anime is criminally underrated because people assume it's just cute girls doing cute things. No! It's cute girls doing existential therapy inside alternate realities while unlocking god-tier power levels. If you love creativity, emotional storytelling, and visuals that smack you in the face, Flip Flappers deserves a top spot in your watch list. Cruising into number 4, Game World Reincarnation. Our MC wakes up inside an otome game, but not as the heroine, not even as the villain, but as the mob character. A background NPC. The anime basically says, good luck, loser. But our boy refuses to die as a tutorial enemy. He uses his real-world knowledge plus the game's mechanics to become hilariously overpowered. Not because he has grand destiny energy, but because he reverse engineers the entire system like a tech guy exploiting a beta release. Watching him flex on noble elites who underestimate him? Elite comedy. The world he's trapped in is full of political drama, unfair hierarchies, and characters who act like they skipped empathy class. But his sarcastic commentary, petty strategies, and absolute shamelessness keep the story fresh. What makes this anime underrated is its perfect balance of comedy and world building. It calls out isekai cliches while actually doing them better. And because the MC is strong but not invincible, the stakes stay entertaining. This is the kind of show where the protagonist says, "You can't cheat the system," then proceeds to cheat the system harder than anyone in the genre. A chaotic, clever fun ride for fans of smart OP leads. Number 3, Haruka, Beyond the Stream of Time. Dropping into number 3, Haruka, Beyond the Stream of Time. This one will mess with your head in the best way possible. Akane gets summoned to a mythic world where she becomes the priestess of the dragon god, protected by 8 guardian warriors who would absolutely trigger a million stan wars on Twitter today. But Akane isn't just a pretty protagonist with plot armor. She develops spiritual power tied to emotions, resolve, and connection. She becomes OP in a spiritual magical sense, not brute strength, and her influence on the world is massive. The anime blends romance, mythology, politics, and destiny without losing its heart. The Guardians each have deep backstories, and trust me, some of their traumas hit like emotional boss battles. The aesthetic is calm, dreamy, and atmospheric, but the stakes? Constantly rising. Akane's journey is about agency, identity, and responsibility, and her growth is one of the strongest parts of the show. It's underrated because it leans into elegance over explosions, but the storytelling is chef-level quality. If you want an OP protagonist whose power comes from empathy and determination rather than muscle, this underrated gem deserves your time. Number 2. Isekai Izakaya, Japanese food from another world. Rolling into number 2, Isekai Izakaya. Look, who knew an OPMC could be a chef, a literal cook? Yet here we are. The show follows Nobu, a modern Japanese pub magically connected to a medieval European-inspired world. Knights, nobles, merchants, they all walk in, taste Japanese food, and immediately reconsider their entire life choices. Nobu's power is basically food, so good it breaks cultural barriers, sparks diplomacy, and solves political conflict faster than any overpowered swordsman ever could. And the comedic timing? Beautiful. People take one bite and react like they ascended to another plane of reality. But the anime isn't just cooking reactions, it's world building, character interactions, and surprisingly thoughtful exploration of culture. The fantasy customers have real struggles, and Nobu's calm mastery becomes a soft, wholesome OP force that changes lives. It's underrated because people assume it's just a cooking show. No, it's isekai slice of life with charm, warmth, and low-stakes storytelling that feels like a warm bowl of ramen for your brain. And the food explanations? Mouth-watering. If you want OP power but cozy vibes instead of explosions, this is your comfort anime. Number 1, Magin Bone. Finally, at number 1, Magin Bone. This anime is slept on harder than my phone's battery at 3%. Our MC Shugo becomes the host of the Dragon Bone, a cosmic power that basically turns him into a walking endgame boss the moment he transforms. The Bone Warriors fight interdimensional threats, each wielding elemental armor that looks like stylish superhero suits mixed with cosmic mythology. Shugo's OP growth comes from instinct, teamwork, and raw adaptability. He's the kind of MC who will lose once and then come back acting like he downloaded the enemy's entire moveset. And the fight choreography? Surprisingly clean for a show that didn't get mainstream hype. But what makes Magin Bone underrated is its combination of lore depth and friendship dynamics. The Bone Warriors aren't just allies, they're a messy, lovable group who argue, joke, and train like an actual team. The villains aren't cardboard cutouts either, their motives tie into cosmic balance and survival. The themes of identity, destiny, and responsibility hit harder than expected. And yeah, the CGI animation blend can be rough at times, but the ambition? Respectable. If you want a classic-style hero story with modern flavour and cosmic OP energy, this one absolutely earns the top spot. And that's our list of underrated isekai gems with surprisingly powerful lead characters that deserve way more attention. Drop your favourite underrated isekai in the comments because I know you've got at least 3 already. If you enjoyed this countdown, hit like, subscribe and share the video to support the channel. Thanks for watching, legends.